All right, hello wine drinking people. Time for more of what I've had to drink yesterday and a slow week this week. Only 3 events. And this is our summer white tasting review. We have to cover all the bases with our wine tastings, you know. And I mean, every summer it gets really hot. It's hot here year round, but, you know, I figure we should throw one white-only tasting out there for our friends that love white wines and love light and refreshing white wines, you know. Not these big buttery Chardonnays. Hey, we do a Chardonnay tasting every year. Chardonnay is popular. That always sells out. And then we do Burgundy tastings, which is pretty much Chardonnay. But the summer white tasting, well, it's always a little bit light in the attendance. And I always tell people it's a good tasting to go to, but this year we had 20 people. So just a testament to the fact that people realize, you know, even our $35 events, there's some great value in these wines. And all of these events are going on in the back room now at Cafe Max, so we have a limit of like 30. That's the most we could do. We have 8 wines. Ollie sends out a few courses. And I think our friend Jay Womer picked out some really good stuff from the Florida Wine Company. Some really unique wines and a lot of Kermit Lynch stuff. I love Kermit Lynch, one of my favorite small importers of French and Italian wines. We started out with a small domain from Vouvray, Catherine Breton, and the Le Dilettante wine. And this is a sec Vouvray, so it's a little drier. And you get some nice chalky minerally notes here. Very distinct minerality, these wines of Vouvray. Some lovely white peach and pear fruits and pretty floral notes. This wine's got a lot of nice pear and tree fruit showing on the tongue. Kind of a sweet tart-like fruit, though. The chalky minerally notes finishing dry at the end. An excellent bottle of Vouvray. And it's $24.50, small production wine. It's amazing the value you can find in white wines today from around the world. This Cep Sauvignon Blanc going to California next in the Russian River. This is the folks from Pay. And this wine's a drier style of Sauvignon Blanc, grapefruit and melon fruit on the nose, white flowers, and a nice savoriness to this wine. Some pink grapefruit citrus notes showing on the finish. But really refreshing Sauvignon Blanc at $25.50. The Daniel Cothard Sancerre is up next. Cotard? Anyways, Daniel and his son Simon farm these slopes, and another small family-owned winery, everything from Kermit Lynch. I'll tell you, my trip there, I'll never forget the meals that I was cooking in these people's homes. Just incredibly gracious, wonderful people. That's one of the things that all of Kermit Lynch's folks that I've met have in common, all of his producers. And this wine's got a nice array of tropical fruit papayas and a little bit of that grassiness you get from Sauvignon Blanc, a little musky quality, some zesty lime and grapefruit citrus on the tongue, a really bright wine with some tangy minerality showing on the finish. Really classic Sancerre here. Excellent juice at 28.25. All right, Petit Chablis. All right, there is Chardonnay in this tasting. Well, it doesn't taste like Chardonnay. This has got that intense minerality that you get from Chablis, but this is Portlandian soils in the extension of the Chablis appellation. That's why it's known as Petit Chablis, so it doesn't have the same reputation as the Kimmeridgian soils. All right, anyways, this is a lighter version of Chardonnay, but I'll have to say, you know, Petit Chablis always not interesting to me in the past. This wine had a light aroma, but had a lovely richness on the palate. Still really light and refreshing, but a really unique style of Chardonnay they have here grown in the outerlying areas of Chablis known as Petit Chablis. The Roland Laventreau wine, very good stuff, and a textbook example if you'd like to know what Petit Chablis is like. For $24, really nice bottle of wine. All right, the Dandelion Vineyards Wonderland of Eden Riesling. All right, what a cool little funny name. And from McLaren Vale, this wine comes from 100-year-old Riesling vines. Riesling vines will live a very long time. And this wine's got a little of that petrol to the white peach and lime citrus and white flowers and green apple. Really nice richness on the palate. Drier style of Riesling, but has wonderful intensity, that tongue-tingly minerality you get from Riesling, the zesty lime and green apple, little slate-like minerality showing there at the end. Excellent juice at $24. All right, the Bodegas Valdesil, that's one of the most lightest and refreshing wines on the table, the Montenovo Godello, and the Montenovo wine is produced from the youngest vineyards here, all estate bottled, and well, they do have some contracted grapes for this wine here. Several villages, Rubia, Arua, La Ruca, Petin, and Ubal, and very light and refreshing style of Godello, lime citrus, whetstone, kind of almond note there as well. Really refreshing on the tongue, short, but very pleasant, and a really good little bottle of wine for $18 for the summertime. And then the Cantabattucci, a Blanc Vievine from Corsica, something you don't see every day, white Corsican wine, and the General John Charles Abatucci was one of the heroes of the French Revolution, a comrade in arms, and another local hero, Napoleon Bonaparte, off with his head. Anyways, very famous winery. You can't go anywhere in Corsica without finding a bottle of this wine, stepping into a bar or somewhere. And this is a local clone of Vermentino that I can't pronounce. But the wine's got a lovely seashell kind of minerality that wines that are grown close to the sea have. Crisp green apple fruit, a really pineapple citrus there as well, and really nice creamy texture some of these wines have that are grown in areas that have that seashell kind of minerality, and an excellent bottle of wine, very unique at $41.25. The Tourbon, talking about wines that are close to the sea, Bandol. This is a blend of Claret, Vermentino, and Uni Blanc. And they don't make a lot of whites in Bandol, so a very rich mineral-laden wine. And you get that scent of the sea there, like I said, lemony citrus, Asian pear. Really nice richness on the tongue, though, a nice creamy texture, lots of tree fruit, that strong minerality, finishing clean and zesty, leaving the tongue salivating for food at $33. A very unique white from the south of France from Bandol. That's what we had to drink at our summer white tasting. I'm your host, Andrew Lampasoni, signing off for the Wine Watch, saying remember, always drink the good stuff first.